Hey guys, I'm Shan,
And I'm Khai.
and we welcome you to our new D&D recap series where we summarize our weekly D&D streams in 10 minutes or less so you can be all caught up if you ever want to join us on Twitch. Our current campaign is the Lost Mines of Phandelver, where I'm playing a mysterious old hill dwarf woman with big secrets. My cousin AJ is playing Liam, a detective elf. Brandon, my brother, is playing a hill dwarf cleric named Roland. And my other cousin Ashlyn is playing a rogue woman with some big secrets of her own. This is Kai's first time DMing, so our group is really excited to see what adventures he brings us and share this experience with you all. As you may know, we do this for God's glory and to show his love for everyone and everything we do. So without further ado, let's go. Let me start off by showing off my husband's amazing work on this tavern map that he spent 6 hours on. It's gorgeous, and he has given it the best name ever, Bardic Inspiration. I love him so much.
I love you too, baby. And I wanted to start the campaign a little differently than Lost Mines normally does. I feel the adventure skips a lot of who the characters are, where they're from, and how they know their dwarf patrons so well, when usually the players themselves have no clue who he is. With this in mind, I was able to come up with a clever and totally not unoriginal idea of starting us off in a tavern. The goal is to bring in all of your player characters, some common people, and a few other characters, then build a scene where your characters will come out more naturally and immersively. Everyone's got their own reasons for being here, but none of which are discussed much. We're currently in Neverwinter, a very prominent city, and I explain this to the characters, and then I just ask them to choose what they would like to do next.
Hattie is at the bar about to ask if there's any jobs available. Roland is attempting a conversation with a barmaid who is filling up a bucket of water. He tells her that it's a bucket. She knows it's a bucket. Now she's confused as to why this dwarf man felt such a mighty need to tell her it was a bucket. Roland goes to the bar after this interaction. Liam is at the bar trying to get a glass of water, but the barmaid is distracted and dealing with a very gruff dwarf man by the name of Big Chungus, who is demanding his keg to be filled with ale for the 3rd time tonight. Roland asks for some ale and gets served, but Liam has still not gotten his water. Roland asks Chungus what he's celebrating with all that ale. Chungus says tonight. Roland, taking things literally a lot of the time, says he's never heard of that holiday. My husband, as Big Chungus, makes a reference just for me to our favorite part in the Enola Holmes movie.
Sir, don't be ridiculous.
Roland asks Big Chungus if he can celebrate tonight with him.
Chungus says no. A rogue Vanis then gets served before Liam as well, so he's still not getting anything yet until finally the innkeeper comes out and Liam is finally served too. A drunk man after that stumbles into the tavern, knocks over a woman, and then knocks into Big Chungus. That's not so good, and that of course starts a big fight when he gets Chungus angry and Chungus pushes the drunk back. Now's not the time for combat, now's the time for ale, friend. Roland, 2021. 2 random dudes walking by overhear Roland and chime in with, yeah, ale.
Hattie rethinks her choice of career path. The barmaid supports Hattie's hesitance to work in this establishment, but Liam is salty about earlier and laments that if more people worked here, then he might have gotten served quicker. He's probably not wrong. Roland decides to grapple Big Chungus and rolls a nat 20. Chungus is within my grip. Roland, 2021.
Great voice.
Vanis is drinking water, everyone is screaming, Hattie is rethinking her life choices, Liam is watching everything go down, Roland has Chungus grappled, and then our DM has us make a perception check. DM sweats nervously as we all roll really badly until Ashlyn, the real-life lucky halfling, got a nat 20 with her dice. Vanis is the only one that realizes the 2 random dudes from earlier are now hovering around some door with their weapons pulled out. Obviously this is pretty sus, so we all go check it out. The guys are being more sus by saying they have a room here, but the innkeeper says they lying. They said they just wanted to look at their weapons. Like, yikes, come on guys, this is embarrassing, just start combat. They accidentally start combat when Liam calls his Void Husk to come out and scares one of the bad guys so much that he just impulsively takes a hit at the Void Husk and actually manages to hit him.
Whoever was actually staying in the room has decided to come out now, and it appears to be some armored man. Hattie and Vanis both hop up on the counter to waft the bad guys with a broom and a rapier respectively. Pretty good hops for an old lady if I do say so myself. Bad guys are getting decimated, so they bolt, but not before Roland gets an opportunity attack and gives them 10 slashing damage on the way out. Oof. The armored man and his dwarf friend invite the group into their private quarters to share some state secrets with the group for saving them.
They've got a job for us to take their cargo to Phandalin. They're gonna go in a different cart because #rich people problems. We all agree to take the job because Hattie needs a job, Liam was going to Phandalin anyway, and Roland and Vanis have nothing better to do.
Liam shows off his Void Husk and uses a cantrip prestidigitation, to make a musical note which gets the attention of the bard that has been hanging in the tavern this whole time. He wants to meet another bard. He wants to make a friend. He wants to know Liam's secrets. Liam says magic, and the bard says, "Oh dope, I've got magic too," and shreds his lute like it's an electric guitar. Of course, everybody claps for him. Vanus wants the void hush to purr, but it can't, so it growls, while Liam uses precipitation again, this time to make purring noises, so now it sounds like a demented cat. That's the end of the night, but the next morning...
We leave the next day after free breakfast.
What about second breakfast?
We've been traveling the high road south from Neverwinter. Then we go on a different trail that's supposed to be more dangerous. We found some dead horses pretty fresh with arrows with black feathers in them and their saddlebags looted. An arrow comes through the forest right at Hattie but misses. Another one comes and misses her again. She calls for help from the poorly trained bad guys. Vanus came to help Hattie. Oh, what a homie. We start combat and another goblin is coming for Hattie and he literally fails. Nat 1. Again. Hattie is so OP. There's a fight. Us versus the goblins. We end up decimating them, of course, and they all scatter except for one who passed out after old lady Hattie yeeted her mop like an Olympian into his face and knocked him out cold. Roland heals that goblin to get some information out of him. The goblins were told by their boss to get a dwarf and whoever was with them, and they did. They took our bosses. Ugh, but how will Hattie get paid now?
Liam convinces Roland to pretend to be the actual dwarf the goblins were supposed to get, so the gang could follow them to their secret hideout. The goblins fall for their persuasion check. Can you believe they rolled a 24? So then he takes all of Roland's weapons and even puts them in handcuffs that Liam provided? Yikes. This is when the goblins took Roland away and was where we ended our session. So that's a summary of our last D&D session in 10 minutes or less. We hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to join us Saturdays on Twitch to watch our D&D sessions live. Thanks for watching. See you next time.